Hello everyone, in this video we'll take a look at the movies I picked up in December. I'll talk about why I picked these up and my thoughts about each movie. Demolition Man. I was looking forward to seeing this movie, planned to see it the day it delivered, but between watching football, Christmas movies, time with family, and getting very sick, as you can probably still hear, I wasn't able to see this. I didn't want to come down here when I was sick and miserable and not fully enjoy the movie experience. I saw this when it was in theaters in the 90s. I was a Stallone fan, a Snipes fan. 90s action was my genre, still is. This was just my kind of movie. I hadn't seen it in a while, but when it was announced, I streamed it with the intent to just see a small portion to see if it was still as good as I remember. I was so into it that I ended up watching the entire movie. It's been a number of years, but it's every bit as good as I remember. Wesley Snipes is all in on his character, Simon Phoenix, and he plays it very similar to a version of the Joker. He's constantly laughing. He's purposefully trying to create chaos and mayhem. He's over the top in just about everything he does. He's playing the Joker, and a very good version of him in my opinion. Stallone plays a police officer, John Spartan, who captures Snipes' character, Simon Phoenix, who is a very bad guy. But in doing so, the way Spartan captures Simon Phoenix has its own consequences, and both Spartan and Phoenix go into a cryo sleep for their alleged crimes. They ultimately wake up in the future where Phoenix starts wreaking havoc all over again, and Spartan's the only person who can stop him. I'm a huge fan of 90s action, and this movie is packed full of it. Lots of humor, excellent characters, and a very good story. Only a 4K Blu-ray is included in this release. This is a brand new 4K restoration by Arrow Films of the original 35mm negative. It was approved by the director. HDR is in Dolby Vision and HDR10. Aspect ratio is 2.39:1, so black bars on the top and bottom of the screen for everyone with a 16:9 screen. Audio is DTS HD Master Audio 5.1. There's also a Dolby Atmos option. English subtitles are available. Runtime is 1 hour, 55 minutes. It's rated R, mainly for language and violence. There's a crazy ton of extras and bonus material, lots of interviews and commentary. There is a 60-page collector's book, a double-sided poster, some art cards, some stickers, and a reversible sleeve. Kickboxer. This was a childhood favorite. All the early Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, Bloodsport, Lionheart, Cyborg, Universal Soldier, I was into all of those. This is an Amazon exclusive steelbook. It has a very nice lenticular design. It was originally released in 1989 by Lionsgate. It's 1 hour and 37 minutes, rated R. There are 2 cuts of the movie, 3 discs, a 4K Blu-ray with the movie and bonus material, a standard Blu-ray with the movie and bonus material, and a standard Blu-ray with the international version of the movie. There is Dolby Vision and HDR10. Aspect ratio is 1.85:1, so tiny black bars for those with a 16:9 screen. Audio is Dolby True HD 5.1. Really excited to see this. Congo. I did a full review of this movie on the channel, so please check that out. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below. It's good across the board, not necessarily great at anything, but good and worth the pickup for me. It had been years since I'd seen it. It's as fun a ride as I remember. I'll leave it there. Check out my review video for my thoughts about the audio quality, video quality, and the movie itself, and my experience ordering through Vinegar Syndrome. Alien Romulus. I actually did not intend to pick this up because I had already seen this on a streaming service. It wasn't a movie I thought I needed to pick up immediately. I thought the story was okay. My plan was to pick this up when it was on sale, but I forgot to cancel my pre-order with Amazon. Not a big deal, except it delivered without a slipcover. I was looking forward to that nice looking slipcover, so I sent it back and ordered from Target. I was actually able to pick this up at a discount at Target, so I decided to go ahead and order it, but as you can see, no slipcover. Very disappointed, but it was only $21, so I kept it. Like I said, for me, the movie was just okay. From what I understand, the intent is to revive the franchise and make a number of other movies, so maybe the next movie or movies will be better. It's not a bad movie. I did have issues with it, plot-wise, the casting, some of the writing, but it's largely okay. I'm curious to see where it goes and how it fits into the original storyline and the Prometheus Covenant storyline. The cast leans young compared to the other movies in the Alien franchise, has a bit of a YA vibe that seemed like a purposeful choice by the movie makers. And I get it, the franchise has been around for a while. They want to freshen it up, do something different, attract a younger audience, but not sure I cared much for some of the casting choices or the characters. None connected with me beyond the android Andy. Of all the characters, there was some complexity and a decent drama built around him, and that was far more interesting than anyone else. I was not a fan of the amount of exposition. That's a big time P for me. More information that I like about the aliens and the story came directly through dialogue, and it wasn't subtle. I have some other gripes about the plot, but I'll leave it at that so I don't spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. All that said, I still wanted to pick it up. Maybe I'll like it more on the second time around, and this 4K Blu-ray should be a big time upgrade over streaming. This is a Disney release. Runtime is 1 minute short of 2 hours. It's rated R. It has Dolby Atmos, and HDR is in Dolby Vision and HDR10. There is a 4K disc, Blu-ray disc, and a digital copy. Riddick. This is another movie I wanted to see as soon as it delivered and intended to do a review. Still might do a review. I've actually seen this movie quite a few times. The last time was maybe as recent as a year ago, so I knew exactly what to expect story-wise with this. It was an easy pickup. Happy to have it. It's the final movie in the Riddick trilogy. I have the 4K Arrow releases for the first two, Pitch Black and the Chronicles of Riddick. Interesting that Shout Factory and not Arrow got the rights to Riddick. Shout Factory does good work. I have a number of Shout Factory releases on my shelf, so I'm expecting at least respectable audio and video quality. HDR is available in Dolby Vision and HDR10. Aspect ratio is 2.39:1. There are 3 discs in this release, a 4K Blu-ray with the theatrical and unrated director's cut, a standard Blu-ray with the unrated director's cut, and standard Blu-ray with the theatrical cut and special features. The theatrical cut is just a minute short of 2 hours. The director's cut is 2 hours and 7 minutes long. No Country for Old Men. My wife recommended this. I've never seen it. It's one of her favorite movies. This was released by Criterion, directed by the Coen brothers. It's just over 2 hours long. It's rated R. HDR is in Dolby Vision and HDR10. There is a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix, 2.39:1 aspect ratio, lots of bonus material. This is a new restoration approved by the director of photography. I don't personally value movie awards that much, but it did win an Academy Award for Best Picture, Best Directing, Best Supporting Actor, and Best Writing. Looking forward to seeing this. The Mandalorian Season 3. The Mandalorian is one of my favorite Star Wars shows. I already had the 4K Blu-rays for the first 2 seasons. This was a definite pickup for me. I've streamed every episode in the series and enjoyed every season. I like the story. I like the characters. The show looked and sounded great on Disney+. Like seasons 1 and 2, this is a steelbook. The episodes are spread across 2 4K discs. HDR is in Dolby Vision and HDR10, and there is Dolby Atmos. Civil War. I didn't have much interest at all in seeing this movie, much less adding it to my collection, but when it was available on Max, I decided to play it in the background as I was doing something else, not in my home theater, and I was into it. I was pulled into the drama and the action. It wasn't quite what I thought it was, which is a good thing. The movie is set in a dystopian version of America where a group of journalists are trying to make their way to the Capitol for an interview with the president before an opposition force gets to him first. Overall, it was a good ride. I thought it looked great on Max. Audio was pretty reserved. It should be better on 4K Blu-ray. This does have a Dolby Atmos mix. HDR is in HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Runtime is 1 hour and 49 minutes and it's rated R. I recommend giving this a watch. Good movie. Peanuts Holiday Collection. This has been out for a few years, but I just picked it up at the request of my wife. She loved these movies growing up and wanted my son to experience them. This is a 6-disc set, 3 4K discs, and 3 standard Blu-ray discs. It includes The Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving, A Charlie Brown Christmas, and 6 bonus episodes. HDR10 is available, and audio is in DTS HD 5.1. Didn't see this in the home theater, saw it on the TV in the living room with the family. Not a good looking 4K in my opinion. A lot of active, heavy, fluttering grain. For me, it was pretty distracting. I won't offer an opinion on the audio because I don't have a full audio system in the living room, just my half-decent soundbar. The Peanuts specials were never really for me, but for what it's worth, my son was entertained. It was his first watch and my wife enjoyed it. Those are my December pickups. If you have any questions or would like to leave your thoughts about any of these movies, leave them in the comment section below.